Well, hey guys, how's it going? Well, I'm headed over to Eureka to do a bike ride, and I just thought of a subject that I'd really like to kind of talk about. And I am taking an alternate route to get to Eureka today because of the flooding that's going on here in Missouri right now. We've had a lot of rain this spring, which is kind of a blessing, seeing as the last couple of years we've been in a drought around here, and but with the rain also comes flooding, unfortunately. And where I live, we live in kind of the St. Louis area, just the outer parts of St. Louis. And we've got the Merrimack River, we've got the Big River, which runs through Cedar Hill, my little town, and then we've got the Mississippi River that, you know, runs right by St. Louis. So with all this rain, we've had a lot of flooding. And working in emergency services the way I do, it's caused definitely some calls for us. A little town south of where I work called DeSoto had some really bad flash flooding a couple weeks ago. It actually flooded the better part of the Main Street downtown-ish little area there. And then the roads that connect from where I live, Cedar Hill to Hillsboro, have flooded pretty good, and water's over the road and stuff like that. And the thing that I wanted to kind of put out there was a lot of times we see people, you know, come up to a road where the water's over the road and it doesn't look that deep, and they think, well, I know it's not, it's only, you know, maybe 6 inches to a foot deep here, and I've got this big four-wheel drive truck, I'll just drive right through it. Well, the problem with that is a lot of times you can't see what's underneath the water, and you think, oh, the road's, it's right there, you know, and you drive right where you think the road's going to be, and a lot of times it'll wash the road away. And it doesn't have to be in an area where there's a large current going through or anything like that, because with the way flooding works, you know, you get water up in places where it's not normally at, and it kind of undercuts the road. And then the weight of the road itself, you know, if there's nothing underneath of it supporting it, the road just kind of collapses in there. And you drive in, and next thing you know, you got water up over the hood of the truck or the car, and it stalls out, and then you're stuck, sitting in the middle of the water. And guess who's got to come get you? This guy right here. And like this right here, I mean, look at this area. It's flooded. That's normally a quarry. And there is actually some, you know, lakes, little dredging ponds or whatever you want to call them in there. But if you look over here, you know, the water's up. So the thing is, with the drought the last couple of years, you know, people have, I guess, forgotten, you know, because here in Missouri, in this area, it's kind of a yearly thing. We know it's going to flood in the spring with the rain, and we're going to have high waters in certain areas, and people kind of get used to that. But then in the last couple of years, we haven't had that, and I guess people have forgotten, or I don't know, they're just not paying attention, I guess. And you know, the other night we had some flooding, some, you know, we had some rain last week. The water was up and over the roads, and then it went back down. And then earlier this week we had, you know, some rain, and it brought the water right back up real quick, because, you know, the creeks and the rivers were already kind of full from last week. So it didn't really take much to get them up there. And old Mick there, Fireman 7753, that guy, he actually had to go do a water rescue. Three kids drove into some water, and car stalled out and pushed them off the roadway, and they got out, luckily, and held on to some trees. And they had to get the rescue boats out and actually go pick them out of the tree. And the thing is it only takes 6 to 8 inches of water to push a car off the road. That's all it takes. And a lot of people think, oh, BS, but I'm telling you, that's all it takes. If that water's moving fast enough, it'll just push you right off the side of the road. But I just wanted to kind of put that out there, let you guys know that if you see water over the road, don't chance it. Don't drive into that stuff. You know, don't be that statistic that everybody talks about later that goes, oh, they should have known better, you know. Because a lot of people drive through that water, and a lot of people get really lucky that nothing happens. But the problem is it only takes one time for something to happen, and you could lose your life over it. And it's a serious thing, and a lot of people don't take it seriously. But you know, if I could just convince one person to not drive through the water, you know, turn around, find a different route, don't go where you think you need to be going. You know, today the road that I normally take was flooded, and it's closed, and it's pretty close to the river, so I'm sure the current is pretty strong, and there's probably no way I could get through. But sometimes, you know, you may come to a spot in the road like that where it's just started to flood, like it's just over the road. It's only been over the road for, you know, 30 minutes or something like that, and they haven't had a chance to come out and shut it down yet. Don't drive through it. Just turn around, go back, find a different route, find a way around it. It's not that hard. You know, you may be late for something by a few minutes, but it's better than never showing up at all. So just keep that in mind. You know, springtime, I know that we're not the only area that gets a lot of water and has flooding like this, so just keep that in mind, stay safe, and that's all I had to say about that. See you guys later.